What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first edition of New-TNA Epics. This is Oshi Jax here with my boys Zach Shore, Louden
Holla if you
Style,
hear me.
Louden Styles,
Yo.
and making a surprise appearance from IWT, my good friend Walleh.
Hi.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes.
That's all he could say.
This really feels like a talk show now. Good job, guys. Anyway, guys, first edition of New-TNA Epics, and we're gonna go ahead and get into this with our best superstars here. These are the guys who got some votes, not a lot though, didn't make it into the top 5.
I'm the only
That's
guy who ever
bullshit!
saw a Joe. That
That's
pisses me
fucking
off so
fun!
much.
Sorry, suspect don't get over New-TNA.
Kurt Angle, Suspect, Jason Matthews, Samoa Joe, all great wrestlers.
I mean, I'm
Matthews!
genuinely surprised that Jason Matthews, he got the honorable mentions, and not that Jason Matthews is not that good, but when you look at everybody else he was in the group with, that's a tough crowd.
Yeah, but here we go with the guy who made it in by the skin of his teeth, number 5. The asshole himself, Mr. Anderson.
If I can just say something, before we get started. Fuck this guy.
My god, the racist motherfucker himself at number 5.
Hook or crook, like it or not, Mr. Anderson, he's rarely lost in New-TNA. After all, he did suffer a loss to Christopher Daniels, if not by interference, and the only time he's actually suffered a clean loss was recently at Against All Odds against Jimmy Spade, albeit in an unsanctioned match.
Yeah, but he still got his ass whooped.
I hate to say it, but you know what, like him or not, and I clearly don't like it, but Anderson's been moderately successful here in New-TNA. Not nearly as successful as he is in real world TNA, but you know, you can only get. But we've only had a few episodes of New-TNA so far, and I predict Anderson's gonna go far.
And speaking of Against All Odds, we're going to go ahead and get into the honorable mentions for best match. These were really for the matches that were in a 5-way tie with 5th place. Scott Steiner and Jimmy Spade with Matt Morgan and Mr. Anderson in a no disqualification tag team match. Oshi Jax against Trey Owens in a non-title champion versus champion match. The odd one here, Jason Matthews versus AJ Styles, the main event of Explosion Episode 2.
I think that's when Matthews really came to his own. Sorry.
Yes, and the Motor City Machine Guns tag title defense against the Young Sinners Paradise from the 2nd episode of Impact.
I'm surprised I didn't go up into best match, actually.
Yeah.
And
here we go, number 5.
Here comes the match that actually beat out those 4 in a tiebreaker vote with a close couple of people I talked to. It is the unsanctioned match we were just referencing there. Mr. Anderson taking on Jimmy Spade at Against All Odds. That happened.
This match, what the hell happened to Jimmy Spade there? I've seen Jimmy Spade before. I've talked to the kid backstage. He's a cool guy, but for whatever reason, when that match happened, he absolutely fucking snapped.
Well, that's the thing. Anderson is such an asshole. He can bring out, like, the crazy out of anybody.
Well, that's the point of Mr. Anderson. He's an asshole to anybody and everybody possible. And the thing between Mr. Anderson and Jimmy Spade, it bubbled over into this intense match you're about to see here. Pretty short match considering where it was, but pretty high up on the card considering its importance.
Yeah, I mean,
the match was just violent. It was a little scary to watch, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I for once actually felt bad for Anderson when he went through that fucking table set on fire.
Well,
Mr. Dragonzord. That's all I can say.
Walleh making an inside joke reference. Shades of Walleh. You are a very great person.
Yeah, fuck you, Josh, for making a Michael Cole reference.
Oh my god.
And little Jimmy.
I wrote
little
this,
Jimmy.
by the way, mostly.
I bet some people were dumb enough to think when he said little Jimmy, he's going to talk about spiders and conspiracies.
And say he's a good Mr. Anderson.
Well, some people are dumb like that. People like fans of SCAW.
But on a serious note here, you know, for some people who use like Anderson or Kennedy in their league, why don't they have him do like he officially does before a match and cut a promo and introduce himself?
I guess it's some people just they don't want to. Well, some people they don't want to put in the effort into it because when you think about it, that would take some time. Not just writing the promo, not just making. Not just figuring everything out, but
you don't necessarily have to write a promo, but you can have him just walk out or grab that mic and be like, "And I hail from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
I weigh in tonight at an absolutely freaking astonishing 243 pounds. Mr. Anderson.
No. Beat a ball."
Oh God.
This might seem like an hour and 40 minutes of us dicking around. Yes, it is, kind of, but, you know, we're going to be here and we're going to talk behind the scenes. You're going to get to see some cool stuff about this match that I'm going to talk about. Because I did record it after all, and, of course, Zach and Louden commentated it, and Wally's just going to be here to chime in whenever the fuck he feels like it.
Walleh watched it, right?
Huh?
Walleh refuses to watch anything unless it has Suspect's name on it.
Pretty much.
Suspect's involved in it, technically. He was on the show.
Yeah, well, he watches the Suspect match, and then he pretty much does like what other call-owners usually do. They just look for the match they're booked in, and they watch it. But some people will actually take time out of their day to watch the whole show.
It depends on the show. Okay, to be honest, it's like sometimes I feel like I remember the first New-TNA. I actually commentated that. If we all forgot that. And yes, and what
Nobody
did we see?
forgot it. Botcha Glitcha Mania 22 didn't.
What was the outcome of that whole episode? Was blading, long ass fucking promos, and Oshujax suplexing somebody onto nothing.
Chris Sabin. Yes.
Onto nothing.
I don't understand how that glitch happened either. I really don't. It did the rope animation where they'd suplex him in the ring, except they did it off the top rope. So it looked absolutely ridiculous, and why I didn't edit it out, I don't know.
So
Maybe because you wanted that.
Episode of New-TNA was essentially like every episode of regular TNA, and then it had someone getting suplexed onto nothing.
Yes.
Well, at least it didn't. Well, I'll give New-TNA this. At least they don't have Crimson and Gunner in their league in this league.
Oh.
There are no banana mustaches in New-TNA.
Thankfully.
Exactly.
But in any case, we've been going like off topic for all the time that Jimmy Spade's been making his entrance. Poor lad.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about what I liked about this entrance, basically for Jimmy Spade, is the theme.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, me too. I mean, not only does it fit this feud, but I got it on my iPod. Though the nickname, the Man of Destiny, did kind of catch us first. I did not know that was his nickname.
I didn't think that was like going to stick at all. I just like put shit there. There you go. I was like, okay.
Oh, so it's like the rated black suspect star and doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's like Suspect coming out of MMA gear. It just makes no damn sense.
Oh,
No, it makes complete sense.
he was paying tribute to Jason David Frank. He had the shirt that said Jesus didn't tap. Did you see that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
Wait,
forgot.
Jason David
Sorry.
Frank, what?
The Green
Jason-
Ranger, Tommy.
The Green
I know
Ranger
who
is
Jason
an
David
MMA
Frank
fighter.
is. What do you mean? What do you mean? What's the shirt?
Okay.
Jesus didn't tap me. Like.
Jason
That's
David
like
Frank.
one of his catchphrase.
Oh,
Actually-
okay. Thank you. I was worried there for a second that meant that like Jason David Frank was dead or something.
No.
That just ruined my whole day.
Jason David Frank has an MMA clothing line called Jesus Didn't Tap.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Okay, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
Unfortunately, it's
And so
sponsored by-
is Jason David Frank being in MMA. That is extremely awesome.
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
by the way, he's undefeated in the MMA.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
That
Dude, he
was
was
awesome.
fucking people up. Like, half of his matches end in, like, 6 seconds via submission or knockout with a knee.
Well, the guy's a legitimate martial artist. It's not all. That wasn't all scripted. When you see, you're that. Well, I mean, the show was all scripted, but unlike everybody else, his martial arts wasn't bullshit.
Well, wait, Anderson just did a bicycle kick.
Oh yeah.
Okay, can we call that the asshole kick?
I don't know
I
why
guess
it
so.
was in this Anderson's moveset anyway, but we've been going off topic a hell of a lot. To anybody who's like screaming, talk about the match, we will. Although we are technically. And look, this is an asshole move.
Yeah.
Although this is like.
Oh
more
no, the
rattlesnake.
Austin stomp.
Yeah. Oh
Yes.
God. You probably should just replace Anderson's bicycle kick with like a big boot or something.
Or an enziguri, because he usually does it enziguri.
He does it horribly, but either way, he did used to do the bicycle kick, but since we have Matt Morgan,
Yeah,
Matt Morgan does the carbon footprint,
Exactly. That's another confusing thing about it. Speaking of that, you think I should change like Oshi Jax's finisher back to the FTS in New-TNA?
Well,
Well, considering that
Wade,
Wade Barrett is on the roster and he does the Wasteland.
well, hang on. Well, maybe you should do that. That Widow's Peak or whatever, the Widowmaker, whatever that thing is called. The
Widowmaker.
the Fireman's Carry Slam the other direction, because someone's gonna show up that does the Death Valley Driver.
I know the one finisher
That's not a Death Valley driver.
Oshujax should use the cash in. Oh my god! Motherfucker!
No.
Yes,
Oshi
make
Jax
it happen! Or the firing squad! Joshi, firing squad!
Okay. that chop sequence.
Or he could do the high roller.
Oh God. That chop sequence though during the match though, that was just like really planned. Not planned. It was just unexpected. I was just like, I can chop that fast with Jimmy Spade? What?
Like, dude, when I saw that, I wanted to yell out, "Oh my God, Eddie Kingston!"
Dude, I was thinking like Joe Kenta. If I could have had like Anderson reverse, I could have redone that sequence completely. They're just sitting there chopping the shit out of each other for like 10 minutes.
It's like a fucking. It's like
that would be glorious. You got to figure out. You got to edit that into a match at some point where the whole match is just two people standing in the middle of the ring chopping each other to death, and then the match finishes with a chop. Yeah, I was so
No,
surprised.
it's just with a DDT.
you would have done like the Great Nita. It would have been a Great Nita match.
Speaking of Muta, we'll get to the point where somebody did something with Muta that we'll talk about, but nonetheless.
Yeah, but back to the match. Every time I see that thing you told me was a diving clothesline, it still looks like a diving headbutt. I mean, every time it looks very much like a diving headbutt. And here was where I was really surprised that where Jimmy Spade just kind of snapped, because you wouldn't expect Spade to do something like this, and then, Jesus.
Boom!
It's like, God damn.
Because that Anderson's got like a history with injuries just in general, so it's a miracle his head didn't crack like an eggshell.
Oh, that's shoulder history too, but Spade didn't really work on the arms or anything. I like worked on the legs like one bit. I was like, okay, I'll work on the leg a little bit, but then it's just after that I didn't work on it too much because it's like, why am I going to do this when the match isn't going to end in a submission anyway?
Yeah, it kind of made sense because Spade was just obsessed with beating Anderson to death.
Yeah, I mean, he...
But then this came in and I was like, oh, okay, that's why I did this.
But the fact that but I was kind of surprised that this was the last man standing match. I just remember it being an unsanctioned match. I figured it would be like... HBK... Triple H, where it just kind of ended with a pin.
I could have made it pin or submission, but I kind of made it like HBK Jericho, where the match kind of has to stop. And since you can't have like
stop it because one guy just beat the shit out of the other guy.
Yeah, but you can't really do the referee stoppage unless you do in story designer, and I couldn't find a place where it would make sense. So it's just like, let's use the loophole of Anderson not being able to get up at the 10 count. Or better yet, since Anderson or Spade, because at this point that you're looking at, either one of them could have won.
Yeah.
Well, at this point where I'm looking at, Spade's teeing off on Anderson with the Singapore cane.
Apparently,
Anderson's-
if anybody has noticed, one of the most frequent weapons I've used ever in New-TNA has been the Singapore cane. And I don't know why. Like, I guess it's easy to use.
I thought you had a
Personally,
Sandman thing
personally,
going
I like
on.
to use the Singapore cane just because the Singapore cane's kind of cool. And I like watching, and I like the animation where the guy gets hit in the head with it, where he kind of goes, hey.
He just goes, I got hit, dirt, fall down.
Yep. He just kind of spins around.
What Russian leg sweep?
But it's done properly.
It's funny because Anderson fails his wellness tests, and Sandman was a shameless, worthless alcoholic.
Who had the greatest balance for a drunkard I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he didn't break his neck the first time he did the
Bowling
whatever
rock?
the fuck whatever the fuck he calls the swanton.
Yeah,
The fact he
bowling
didn't break
rock.
his neck when he tried that really surprised me.
Yeah, the Rolling Rock, that's what he calls it.
I-
The rolling rock, that's what it is.
Did
I know
anybody
it had something to
notice
do with
that
drinking.
back suplex that Anderson did there? That easily could have been a come on baby Jericho style pin.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it did kind of look like that.
No, it was like that. I didn't hit B on it because it's like I don't need to end the match like that.
And you couldn't pin him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could have pinned him though. The match.
Oh my
could-
god,
I-
blading!
I had it on to where the match could have been won by pinfall or submission, and there, right there, you saw that skip in the animation. That was actually an edit, because one of the weirdest glitches you can have in SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 when it comes to recording these matches is a guy could just be sitting there perfect, but he's still selling the animation. And the guy goes out to reach, and it reaches through his body and comes back like nothing ever happened. It doesn't go straight into the grapple.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's a clipping error, and that's really bad.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like with these games about the guy selling the damage is that when the guy when the guy's selling the head, he's holding his head, and honestly to me that just looks more like he's got a headache.
Yeah, it's like he's not walking dazed. He's just walking like, my head, ow.
He's like,
don't
ugh,
you do
brain.
that.
Now I do like other animations where if I work over the arm for a couple minutes, the guy like holds onto his arm, or he walks with a little bit of a limp. That I like.
Yeah. See, I don't mind that too much, and oh my god.
Boom!
Jesus. Oh, that was awesome.
Somebody posted a review about this and said this match was a little underwhelming.
Well, I can kind of appreciate that because really when you look at it, for the most part, except for like 2 minutes where Anderson was in control, most of it was just Spade murdering Anderson in cold blood.
I know, it was like we saw Jimmy Spade go New Jack on Anderson's ass, but he didn't have like fucking that scythe to carve him up with.
Mm-hmm. It's like I said.
Especially when this match has really just put over the intensity of Jimmy Spade as a brawler, as a Southerner. Just to see a good old Texas boy like him getting into his roots and actually going to every extent to beat up a talk shit, get hit guy like Anderson.
Yeah.
Kind of makes
made-
sense.
He made
for
the
Spade
Funker
to fuck
proud.
up. Yeah.
It's like, seriously, after this, I expect him to just start doing lariats as finishers.
Yep, that was gonna be awesome.
Stan
Lyrics
Hansen
and
would be
finishers and
proud.
calling himself a wrestling god.
No, doing lariats and saying, I'm fucking Stan Hansen and I'm taking your goddamn head off.
Ouch.
Which we already have a guy for that, aka the suspect.
But Suspect sucks, and he is not over with the crowd. Don't you know? Vince Russo has written this before.
No,
Suspect is not over because he is the black.
No, Suspect is not over because Suspect is not working hard enough to get over. But Suspect has no airtime. That's his fault, not mine.
aw, damn it. He needs to stop going to nightclubs dressed up as king.
Well, to be honest,
Josh, what I really want you to do is for at least one match have Jimmy Spade come out doing the Triple H entrance because Jimmy Spade is the game and he makes the rules.
oh my god.
Oh my god,
Jesus.
blading!
Like, Jesus. Anderson was bleeding pretty bad in this one. I've never seen, except for maybe
Yeah,
like
that
Finlay.
That's another one of the cool features about this game too, is that the blood actually gets more and more intense.
Like their entire fucking face almost gets covered.
Like,
And
I've
that's
never
pretty
seen anybody
covered, the other
blade
guy's
like that except
hands
maybe
gets
Finlay.
covered. Like, Jesus. You can never get to the level that like guys like Eddie and Cena got to at Judgment Day, '04 and '05, I believe.
That was
Yeah, I guess that is kind of a drawback, and this
You could
might be
do
one
it.
of the last games with blooding in it or with blading in it.
Wait a minute! Oh
Good
my
lord,
God! Check
how
this
long
out.
did it take up?
Oh shit.
How long did it take to set up that spot, man?
Oh my
What,
god.
the flaming table?
Yeah, like
Not-
super kick through the flaming table. Did that take a lot of takes or what?
No, it only took one take. I knew how to hit it.
Oh,
Oh.
the new finisher for Spade was fucked up.
That was awesome. You know, I give you a lot of credit for going with the gut wrench instead of just doing what everyone and their mother does, doing a double underhook dealie.
Yeah.
No offense, Walleh.
Went for a gut wrench to just dumping him on his head with a DDT. That was fucking crazy.
Yeah. See,
That was a gut wrench pile driver. That was amazing.
I've personally
Psycho
done
driver.
that. And this part right here. Oh my God, the stupid names on 11. But this match it took a lot to record, but when it got to something like this, I was pretty happy with the end result. And the knockout, I think, just really put over the intensity. Spade didn't want to win by a pinfall or a submission. He just wanted to beat the living holy high hell out of Anderson.
Now
I will tell you
here's-
this though, during this match, when you went for that air raid siren, I was like, oh my god, you almost hit the fucking steps, and that would have been just sick.
Actually, it
No.
did hit the steps, but it didn't, like, sell.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
If you notice real closely, it hit the steps, but the steps, like, kind of shaked instead of just Anderson going, like, ow, ow, my back, ow, ow.
Seriously, I hope
Yeah.
in WWE 12, when you hit the edge of the steps or drop somebody on the edge of the steps, they actually get cut.
Yeah, that would be kind of
Your
beast.
Oh my god, the Bob Holly cut to the back.
That
They went
was
through that table. That was nasty, man.
Yeah, just imagine if it did something like that. That would be vicious.
That'd be amazing. Now, before
That
anyone
would be-
bitches that we're
and you
going
could
off
set-
topic, Anderson looks like Bob Holly, so there.
Okay.
just sell that like a mother. What I remember about this commentary was Zach keeping on saying how Jimmy Spade is the game.
But nonetheless, speaking of
Actually,
Jimmy
that one
Spade,
time he had the hammer.
speaking
Sorry.
of Jimmy Spade, best superstar, number 4, this should be no surprise since I'm saying it here, none other than Jimmy Spade.
Fuck
Damn
yes,
right.
my boy. He really came, like, he's been making waves up until Against All Odds, but was really at Against All Odds when he came into his own. And I think that that victory he made against Anderson really opened a lot of people's eyes to just what Spade is capable of.
I'm surprised that Spade beat out Angle and Joe to get to the top 4. Because
Yeah, that
honestly,
really
I thought
shows you.
those two were going to be in there somewhere, but Spade and Anderson got in instead. So I'm like, what's going on here?
I guess
those matches changed a lot of people's minds.
I guess Spade got in there because he basically made Anderson cry like a little bitch.
And nonetheless, a dubious honor for Spade, nonetheless, to be the 4th best superstar voted in the top 5. Again, thanks to the many, many of you who voted for this edition of New-TNA Epics.
Yep,
Look out,
you
Owens.
guys are
He's
awesome.
coming for you.
And speaking of best match number 4 with Angle and Joe, at least they're going to get a consolation prize here, and you'll see what I mean. Yes, Angle and Joe are involved in this. It's their second encounter from the third Impact, in their best of 5 series.
The second match in their best of 5, so some third Impact.
Correct. And here's the worst part about it. Nobody say anything. You hear that voice?
That is the voice of homosexuality incarnate.
Yes.
Oh god, Steven.
I don't know what I ever saw in him.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen because of a
There was
few
like-
little
I
jokes.
need him to commentate IWT next.
Get
There was
him.
like 5 minutes where he was a heel that showed potential, but then all of a sudden he was like, derp. I am not a faggot, leave me alone. I will cry into this pile of Lindor
I'm gonna call the
troubles.
cops on you.
He still thinks the match between him and Louden he's gonna win.
Okay.
I think that's Walleh giving us subtle spoilers there. But shh, didn't hear that, guys. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
didn't
no
hear
one
that.
heard that. Shut up, Walleh. We have to kill you now.
Oh.
But this whole best of 5 series, I don't know why TNA does shit like this anymore. You know, it's two of the absolute best wrestlers in the world going at it in the ring, and that looks nothing like Samoa Joe. I understand.
That look
Actually,
like that looks like Samoa Joe and ROH.
Well, it
Yeah, it
does,
looks like a
but
much younger Samoa.
yeah,
It looks
but
like a much younger Samoa Joe. It looks a hell of a lot more like Samoa Joe than the Samoa Joe that WDF uses.
Oh fuck.
but at the same time, the face is screwed up on this one.
Really? I didn't notice that much. It
Yes,
doesn't- it
look
doesn't-
at it. Look at it. It's not.
Oh yeah, it's a little off.
It is.
It's
Yeah,
a little off.
it is off.
I mean, it's still my favorite Samoa Joe, and this is probably my favorite. Or this, I actually like the match at Against All Odds a little bit more, and it has nothing to do with the fact that that Angle or that Joe won that match. For some reason, I just think that was a better match, by a little bit. I mean, it's like comparing a bar of chocolate to a slightly larger bar of chocolate. At the end of the day, it's still a bar of chocolate.
Correct.
I love
I
how
want a bar of chocolate right now.
I
Shut
love
up, Walleh.
Josh how you always cut to the crowd either when the match starts or like between the match or halfway in the match.
Yeah, right. That's a little bit of realism that I think more call feds really need to add, because that cut you see there, guys, at the beginning or after the entrances, in case you're wondering, that is a realistic cut to allow the wrestlers to get to their corners and get everything situated.
Uh-huh.
But if you see like mid-match crowd cuts, I'm covering botches there that can't really be covered with a little bit of an edit.
So it's a miracle that 90% of
Oh my
Jeff
God.
Hardy's matches aren't in the crowd.
Why didn't you press A, Joshy?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Why are HUDs on for this match? I don't understand either. The against
Press
all
right
odds.
trigger, Joshy. Press right trigger. No, right trigger.
For God fucking sakes, reverse
Oh my
it!
God! Now press LB. Now press LB angle. Roll out of the ring.
Angle, you've got to escape.
Press RB. RB to cancel.
If those pins got annoying for anybody, I understand. I understand immensely. Trust me.
Bad icon bomb.
Oh my God! Now
One of the
Homer
things I'm
turned off the
looking
video.
forward to-
And he's
Yes, because we talked about
Forward
Matt
to
Icorn.
12.
Oh shit.
No. It's not because you talked about Matt Icorn. It's because you compared him to Samoa Joe or
Oh.
LFA. Oops. But nonetheless.
Yeah, but
Wait,
one of the
aren't
things
L-
I'm looking forward to
Aren't
is the
LFA and
12.
Oshujax one and the same?
Because Daniel Bryan will be in the game.
Hefe and Oshi
Kicks in the
What?
chest
I'm
in
just
the Games
Hefe and
world.
Icorn. Aren't they one and the same?
No, stop that. Stop that right
Stop
now.
that right now.
Oh
Oh my God, chop battle in the corner.
Holy shit, I didn't even know this was in Joe's moveset, but it still looked awesome nonetheless, just because it's a big guy Joe size doing that kind of flip.
Yeah, it surprised me, but at the same time, since I've been a big Samoa Joe fan for years, it kind of didn't, because I could kind of see Samoa Joe doing that, and oh my God, I hate this move. It's nothing against you, Josh, or anything. I just hate this move in the game so much.
I hate
It
I
looks
hate the moves
weird.
that do that.
It looks like you're sticking. It looks like you're sticking your hand up his ass while you put him in a camel clutch.
I hate submissions that don't lead anywhere. Like
That's what I'm
they just
talking
give up.
That's what I'm talking
Welcome to. Oh shit.
And you know what bothers me about it is that the fact that putting his arm between your arm and your hip doesn't really look like it's doing anything.
It's
It just
supposed
looks like
to be
you
a
put-
hammerlock camel clutch, but it doesn't look properly applied.
Yeah, it just kind of looks like the derp.
It looks like you're. It looks
Hey
like you're-
guys, a surprise just happened in this match. Kurt Angle
wasn't supposed to hit that.
No, Kurt Angle hit an aerial maneuver. That is a surprise because in real life, Kurt Angle rarely, if ever, hits aerial maneuvers like that.
Yeah.
See,
Last time-
moonsaults off top of cage.
Well, he
Oh,
did
here's the
hit
funny
that one
part.
moonsault off top of the cage, and he's lucky that he didn't murder Anderson when he did
Rotate the
that.
right stick, Joshy.
Because I've seen.
Yes, now see, now you're rotating it.
Faster, Josh, faster.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Yes, that's what Josh's sister said to Josh.
But I don't have a sister.
Or
Oh
so
yeah,
you
and speaking
say.
of Kurt Angle doing aerial maneuvers, who remembers the 450 splash that turned into a 450 knee drop?
Kurt Angle is such an innovator.
Kurt Angle's
How
like Shawn
Botch
Michaels.
innovated something cool.
Kurt Angle's like Shawn Michaels. He doesn't botch, he innovates.
Exactly.
Nonetheless,
Yeah, this was a good match. I like that Angle kept going after the leg. That's a good bit of psychology that I think is missing from some other shows that have Kurt Angle. That
Yeah,
I
they
will not
always,
call
they always like try to make him like a wrestling machine, suplexes all over the fucking place.
suplex. No,
I think
that's not how
I
Angle should
think in
work.
WWF it's like most common. I always see him doing a lot of Germans, which is weird.
Well, New-TNA still has him doing a lot of Germans because, sadly, there's a lot of Germans in this Angle's moveset. And, oh my god, I gotta rotate the right stick. Hold on, guys.
Okay,
Rotate, Josh,
rotate the right stick, Josh. You're not rotating it.
Rotate both, Josh. We can't let Samoa Joe tap out.
Yes. Rotate.
Yeah,
Watch this, he's gonna press RB and cancel it.
Like I said, guys, for those of you who actually watched all of this and still were entertained by it, why were you entertained by it? This is dumb. You can see the hugs on.
This is kind of like the IWT Q&A. I'm not even sure how, who watched that.
now, here's the thing that I think is kind of sad with all of the German suplexes and belly-to-belly suplexes and everything that most feds do for Kurt Angle matches. That's what real Kurt Angle matches are these days.
Yeah,
German suplex, belly-to-belly suplex, angle
Amateur
slam,
wrestling.
kick out, top rope angle slam, kick out, ankle lock, submission.
Oh,
Tap
now
out.
look,
Winner.
working on his leg. I don't know why they don't count the 5 there, because you could just sit there all day with it, and the ref would just keep counting and go to 6. He wouldn't count you for a DQ or anything.
Well, it's
He'll count to,
because
10.
it's because you're outside in the ring.
Yeah, but doing something like that and using the steel post as a weapon is illegal, and the referee should be telling you to stop that.
That's one of the little derps of 2011.
The only thing I really hope is in WWE 12 is that there's a corner grapple where you can give the guy the ring post figure 4, because that'd be so basic. That'd be so
Oh
bitchy.
god.
That'd be so
la Bret
badass. But nonetheless, I mean, just back to this match again. Recording it was an absolute pain.
I mean,
Because
I'm
the
sure it
mix
was.
boxes.
'Cause you had to get certain things right. You gotta get that right. You gotta get this right. You gotta make sure you got it reversed at the right time. That guy's kick out at the right time.
And considering how I'm such a perfectionist at basically every match I record, especially trying to get a good 15-minute solid match out of these two, it's just like, oh my god!
It doesn't sound. Which sounds much easier than you'd think it would be.
No, yeah, it actually sounds much harder than you think it would be. It's 15 minutes doing this, yeah, no problem. And then you go and record, and then you mess up one spot. Then you have a glitch, and it's like, oh my god, stop it.
No, I'm saying getting a good 15-minute match out of Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle. You think that'd be easy?
Oh, that. Well, in one take. Let's go with that.
Yeah. You think you could just point those two to a wrestling ring and be like, okay, go.
You, now, good match. Make it happen. And
Scoop slam,
honestly,
it's all over. He's
got
gonna
it.
go for the leg drop.
go for the angle slam. You got it. You got it. Wait a minute. Holy shit. He connected.
connects with the moonsault.
Oh my fucking god.
And someone don't know sells that shit.
And that again there with the
I was just like, the fuck out of here.
again.
Joe's like, you ain't about to beat me with a fucking moonsault.
Like, do you know who I am? I've wrestled Jack Evans. You know how many
It's like,
times his
fuck
ass
you.
flips?
It's like, fuck you. I've had best matches with CM Punk. I ain't about to lose to your old bald-headed ass.
I ain't about to lose your
Josh, why
moonsault
did you
and
go for
ass.
muscle buster there?
Cause it's dumb to have the muscle buster grapple there as like a regular move when it should be a finisher.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about some WEDF matches, because he has like the finishing moves into his regular moveset, and when
And
he
that's
does
retarded.
that, he turns it into finisher fest, and it's like, this is not good.
Rock bottom, rock bottom, rock bottom, rock bottom.
Oh no! When D'Angelo De Niro was there, D'Angelo De Niro Express as a regular move.
Well, you can't help the knee thrust as a regular move.
Oh yeah. Or the Tony Jaw, most people call it.
Yeah.
'Cause sadly,
Kenny Omega.
very sadly, they took out the DDE as a finisher and instead put it as a regular move.
Wait, what is the DDE?
It's the
That's
running
the
knees into the
push in
corner.
face.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was kind of fucked up.
Yeah, but at the same time, I still have for D'Angelo De Niro in here. He has two finishers. He has the code breaker deal he does, and the
And he has the stroke.
yeah, that Elijah experience bullshit deal.
Oh, you can call it the Pope experience.
Yeah. Dragon suplex.
Yeah, Dragon Suplex.
Oh my god,
Eagle
that
flex.
was ROH Joe right there for a minute.
He's doing it again. Gagoosh. Tiger Power Bomb.
Is he gonna go
Tiger
for
Bomb.
Oh my god, he is.
White Tiger Power Bomb.
TNAtion!
Fuck you, Loud Star. White Tiger Power Bomb. Oh my god.
Fucking, no one likes John Cena.
TNAtion!
Zach, tomorrow
Yeah.
you and me are doing the Styles Clash on SCAW.
That's cool, man. I'll probably be free. I should hopefully be
The-
free
the-
tomorrow.
Speaking
Is that- that
speaking
was
of
such a-
SCAW, on a side topic, I faced Lone Star in a match on FNW White Power, and I lost.
Did you win?
Oh.
No, I lost. Sadly.
Oh.
Walleh,
You know, it was what was interesting more, I think, about Samoa Joe here is like, okay, well, since you can't do the rear naked choke as a struggle submission, I was wondering, what can you use to replace the submission? And I was like, okay. And I saw STF. When I first saw it, I was like, but then I'm starting to actually grow to like it.
Yeah, but plus you also
Yeah.
think about it at the same time.
and
Joe
because
does
Joe
sequence-
has used the STF before.
He does it in
I
a
mean-
sequence. He normally does it in a sequence where he does a power bomb first, holds it, goes for the pin, but the guy kicks out at 2. Then he turns it over and puts him in an STF and says, "Fuck you! I'm not giving you a clean break."
No, I thought it was I've seen it before where he puts him in the he hits him with the power bomb, goes right into the Boston Crab. Guy doesn't tap out to the Boston Crab, so he puts him in the STF.
Oh, I haven't seen that, but I've seen in TNA
I think-
recently where he's done powerbomb 2 STF.
Uh-huh. The one where I've seen where he goes to the power bomb to the walls, the STF, that was the cage match where he won the title from Angle, where they were going to do the MMA gimmick for Angle, which I think would have been a good idea.
The what gimmick?
Yeah, he was going...
MMA gimmick.
Yeah, he...
Oh.
MMA Jarrett.
Yeah.
Because he could have pulled it off a fuck of a lot better than Jarrett.
Yeah, because Angle was...
Oh, wait a minute.
Because Angle was actually
Speaking of
into
angle
MMA.
suplexes, here comes generic angle spot. Now watch me hit A, and then watch... Whee! Bitch.
Oh, God.
That was so
couch.
expected.
RB, Joshi. RB.
Oh, come on, you gotta kick out Joe, yay!
Yay, RB.
I thought
pushed
this
RB
was
to
like a
cancel.
really good psychological match, kind of, just because it was like Joe dominated in the beginning with power moves, then Angle comes back and works on the leg, and Joe limps and all that shit, and then Joe finally starts to get back into it, and no, not the Michinoku driver, that's that power slam looking deal.
Yeah, the Michinoku driver is in the game, though, and I actually had that for somebody's signature move, I forget who.
Oh, by the
But-
way, I figured out what that signature move that Joe does for like against all odds and shit as his Michinoku driver kind of deal. That's
Yeah.
supposed to be the island driver.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, you mean that island? You mean where he goes up on the second rope and dumps you on your head?
No. He means that thing where he picks the guy up and then boom, slams him into the mat. It kind of
Okay.
looks like a body slam, but it's the Michinoku driver, island driver thingy.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw like a picture or like no, I saw an ROH match of it where he did it and they called it the Island Driver and I was like, that's the Island Driver?
Yeah, they
I
call
still
it
ha-
that.
You know what?
They call it because Joe uses it.
Right.
What I still have yet to see. I still have yet to see the Samoan elbow in a match.
A lot of people want to see the Samoan elbow. Like,
Because
let me see.
I've
The
seen
only
it
time.
listed
Sorry.
I've seen it listed on Wikipedia as one of his signature moves, and the only thing I could ever imagine is that it's Samoa Joe doing the People's Elbow, which sounds awesome, by the way.
But it sounds
Frog splash.
ridiculous.
I think it's the flash elbow he does. The Great Muta flash elbow.
What's the Flash Elbow? Is that like his elbow suicida, or is that a different move?
You know how you know Great Muta, right? When he does the flash elbow, like he
Is that
drops him,
like
comes off the
roll?
rope. Like he comes off the ropes and he quickly quickly whips himself.
Oh, I think we're near the
he
end of
does
the match,
that off
guys.
the rope and he hits you in the face with the elbow.
1 suplex. 2 suplex.
suplex.
Chris Waltz smiling.
3 suplexes.
That is it.
It's like, seriously, I could have made so many Chris Benoit jokes. It's not even funny.
Oh my god.
Why do you have a created angle slam? Johnny?
Because the other angle slams suck, Wally. Oh my god. They don't.
Really? I kind of like the normal one. I think the one from the front facing. I think there's one, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't look right. It looks absolutely retarded because the guy's turned to his side, not turned at an angle.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me that much, to be honest. I mean, I still use it. I still use it for my Jack swagger.
I don't like it. I
Well,
hope they
it's
have
got-
it.
it's
I
got a
have. I
signature
hope they have
for
the
one of
prop.
his-
I hope they have a proper one for Randy Orton on WWE 12 because he actually does it pretty decently.
Yeah, and that's weird
Yeah,
that
I'm hoping
Randy Orton
that-
can decently pull a move off.
Lol, but we'll talk about that another time. I'm hoping that WEDF doesn't keep using the angle slam for Randy Orton while he has Angle on his roster.
That'd be kind of weird.
I'd like to see it happen one time where Angle did it and then Orton did the RKO for one match.
You mean Angle did the RKO for one match?
He did it at Lockdown.
No, you're saying that. Oh, I thought you were talking about in WEDF. Yeah, he did. He did it at Lockdown, and it looked so derp.
Yeah, and it's like Orton has a reason to do the Angle slam now. Fuck you, Angle.
Exactly, and he did it better than Angle himself.
But nonetheless,
No.
in their series, at this point, Kurt Angle took a 2-0 lead. Now it's it's at 2-1.
Joe has not yet begun to fight.
But here we go. We're gonna move on again. The third best superstar again in this long discussion, voted by you guys. The X Division champion, Trey Owens.
Forever.
It does kind of crack me up that his theme song is sung by a woman, but it's not nearly as bad as I think his name's Brian Adams in the MPWF. Where not only does he have a female theme song, but his Titantron is Michelle McCool's.
But nonetheless, Trey Owens, he's been on an absolutely incredible run as X Division champion.
I mean,
Nearly
absolutely, guys had some
defeating
amazing
world
matches.
heavyweight, nearly defeating the world heavyweight champion and becoming one of the men to hold both the world championship and the X Division championship at the same time.
Yeah, that would. He was like close.
He came this close. You can't really see me on the screen, but there's like no room between my finger and my thumb. He came that close to becoming a double champion.
But unfortunately, Oshi Jax got busted open, and then Berserker Jax came out, and yeah, that was it.
And it's third best match since you guys are talking about it. Again, another ironic situation from the fourth Impact, the final one before Against All Odds, voted by you guys. The Falls Count Anywhere match between X Division champion Trey Owens and World Heavyweight champion Oshi Jax. Kind of, sort of not me right now, 'cause, you know, things and stuff. In a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Man, this match was really No, go ahead.
This was a really good match. I actually did like it because when I first came in, I just thought, oh, this is gonna be Oshi Jax squashing Trey Owens. But I was wrong.
I never thought that it would be Oshujax squashing Trey Owens.
If it was, it would have been almost too obvious that Oshi Jax was going to win it against all odds, and at the same time, it would have made the X Division look even more like shit.
And I respect you for not doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, though, is at this point, I pulled the trigger on this instead of deciding to build up his match with Jason Matthews at Against All Odds, and that really hurt Jason Matthews.
Hang on a second, guys. I'll be right back.
All right. That really hurt Jason Matthews, though, because it didn't really look like Matthews had a chance at Against All Odds.
Yeah.
But I do think that even though out of all this, even though some people are going to use the counter argument that, you know, this made Trey Owens look better, I think it also made the X Division seem important because it's like, hey, their top guy almost beat the world champion for his belt. And 2 episodes before then actually did beat the world champion in a non-title match.
Which, you know, made Trey Owens look good and the X Division at the same time. And oh man, Oshujax coming out before the yellow-black attire.
Before I just decided, you know, hey, this attire is boring. I need to change it up at least a little bit.
Which, you know, I have to say the new attire for Oshujax actually did look good.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm back.
Like the attire for Oshujax for Against All Odds actually did look good.
Yeah, it
Thank
did
you.
look pretty good, despite the fact it looks like an anorexic school bus. But I like
Oh my
it just
God.
because...
We're gonna get to that comment when that match comes around. Yes, that match is somewhere in the rankings, obviously, but what number is it? I just gave away a little bit of spoiler there, but you don't know whether or not it's number 2.
But yeah, the reason that I like the new attire in comparison to this one is that it's honestly a lot more simplified. I mean, with this one you got the swirls on his shirt, the swirls on his pants, the swirls on his arm, the swirls on his back.
It's like
the
you,
new one,
big
it's much more
swirly.
simplified. I like it.
it was like you were trying to channel Macho Man Randy Savage and then just went to hell with it halfway through the process.
I would have
It
had
looked
to
like
have the
everyone
tassels.
else's call ever. That's the problem.
Oh god.
Yeah.
If you had the tassels, I swear to God, you would probably do a fucking...
I
Randy's
would
top.
do the double point and then the elbow drop. And then I would have to do some sort of a sleeping taunt like CM Punk to pay tribute to him for doing it too.
Oh yeah, if you had the if Oshujax's call had the tassel boots, that'd be awesome.
If anybody had tassels, that'd be awesome.
I missed those.
Harley Race Knee, thank you guys so much for not saying Triple H on those knees.
Yeah, we're not...
I would have killed somebody if they said Triple H, and it's like somebody said Harley Race. I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus.
I think what I find interesting
Gotta
about
keep it
Trey
old
Owens
school.
is the whole he was trained by Booker T.
And yet he has like 6 million bits and pieces of Booker T's moveset. He's like somewhat of the generic black guy Caw mixed in with
He's a
somewhat
Booker T fanboy. That's what he is.
Yeah.
It's my boy Debra! My boy Debra!
Oh my god.
He's my boy. It's my boy T.O. My boy T.O.
Unfortunately, though, I gotta say though, even though it is like a generic black guy call that has like who is a Booker T fanboy, the attire is kind of bland.
Well, you know what? Really, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the guy having a basic attire. I mean, not everybody can have the long pants and swirls and glitter and shit.
Well,
Everybody can have like
the thing about
wings on their attire.
the thing about it that this forum that me and Walleh go to, something callful, most of the people who go there really like simplified attires that make the guy look like a real wrestler that they could picture in real life. And
I can see that.
Trey Owens is absolutely that guy, just from looking at him.
Yeah,
Yep.
actually he is, because
I
I
can definitely see a guy named Trey Owens, like the next, maybe like a CZW or a Chikara or maybe in Ring of Honor.
CZW, I hope to God he doesn't go to... He would ever go...
Dude, he would get fucking murdered.
Dude, Jimmy Spade can go there, okay? Let Jimmy Spade go psycho there. Trey Owens, no.
Let him blade Sammy Callahan there. Trey Owens would get fucked over by half the roster.
Yeah.
John Zandig would just come out of retirement just to fuck him up.
And Trey Owens would basically learn to scream, Jesus! At all the pain he would take.
God. Oh yeah, this is the match where we saw Berserker Jax come out.
Yeah, this is the first match where we saw Oshi Jax flip.
Because apparently the thing that goes on is that Oshi Jax has never been busted open.
It's not
I
never
like this.
busted open. It's just, to me, if a big guy like Oshujax gets busted open, a big powerhouse like that, why are they going to be like, oh, I got busted open. Ow, my head hurts. Why are they
No.
going to do that? They're going to be like, you motherfucker. You see,
Like it.
you know what you did here? You know what you did here? You busted me open.
Death.
You are dead.
The thing that kind of reminds me of the remember back in it was lead to WrestleMania, but Kofi Kingston versus Batista, and the match was kind of, you could tell Batista was going to win the match. It was a little bit back and forth. Then Kofi Kingston kicked Batista in the head and legit busted him open. And I liked Batista kind of touched his forehead and saw he was bleeding and looked at Kofi Kingston like, oh, now you die.
Oh yeah, but and the referees.
That was brilliant. That was perfect.
And the other thing about it is that the referees are running in because of their no blood policy. They're gonna stop the match and check on Batista, and Batista shoves the ref off. He's like, "Get the fuck off me!" And he goes in there and he's like, "Hey Kofi, hey Kofi, hey Kofi, hey Kofi, you see this? You see this? You, Matt, now die."
Dead.
And there are some wrestlers, and I do like that when a wrestler, or back when they would try to stop up the guy's match soon as the guy was bleeding. I do like when a wrestler would go out of their way to like kind of sell that. Like when CM Punk, when he was bleeding, he would like shove the guys away. Or when Cena did the same thing at Night of Champ or at Breaking Point, he was bragging rights. He was like, "I'm fine. I gotta keep kicking Randy Orton's ass."
And I just thought of
Get the
something.
fuck off of me.
I just thought of something, Josh.
Same thing, I
Jax.
guess, kind of. What?
Maybe you can use the Cryo's Wrath for a finisher.
Oh my God, the Kenny Omega finisher.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a
top-
6'8" guy doing that?
I
What's
can, and that would be
that's
fucking
like the
crazy.
that's like the top that's like the top rope electric chair drop into a German suplex, isn't it?
No. He just does the electric chair drop and it drops it into a suplex, but then he has to flip over.
No, actually,
Oh,
no. It's an electric chair drop into a German suplex with a bridge.
Yeah,
Oh,
he has to
like
flip.
he
He has
picks
to,
him up.
but he has to flip over into the bridge too.
Yeah, there's no way Oshi Jax could do that.
He could just do the bridge. He doesn't really have to flip into it.
I think they have that. They have something similar to that anyway in this game.
Yeah, they do have
He does the German suplex and he flips over to make the bridge.
No, he doesn't flip, but he lands it and puts it in a bridge.
Yeah, they do. In 2011, you can actually create the Coyote's Wrath.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can create a lot of indie moves, except you can't do the fucking Psycho Driver for some
But
damn reason.
back to the match again.
Yeah,
Here's
sorry.
one thing I hate about this. The tables. Check out how shitty this looks. This is an awesome idea in theory, but that's what you get out of it. His afro breaks the table.
His head went through his head. The rest of him's fine, but his afro was all fucked to hell.
I was like, okay, what the fuck? And it's like, oh, Trey Owens' head hit the table and it broke. That doesn't sound right.
And it's so hard when you're a commentator to sell something like that, to sell it like he's been killed, because you essentially have to lie to yourself.
It's like,
This tiny little bump to the head has killed him.
yeah, especially with like, what the fuck? You have to sell it as a table spot. Yeah, it just looks absolutely dumb. Which is another production error from THQ. I don't know absolutely why in the hell they did that this year.
I don't know why you still couldn't go on top of the table.
You can, but you have to glitch to do it, and you understand how stupid that would have been for me to edit it like that? I would have had to cut to the crowd, get them both on the ladder, move the ladder, use highlight reel, and then do the spot.
Hey,
So I just
that
hated
just seems
it.
excessive.
It was great.
And the
That
rest
was
of
a
this match
vicious
was
shot.
bomb. Yeah, just boom, he like clipped him right in the side of the head with the chair.
And then he just stood up because it didn't sell proper. But this
He's like,
match was
No, I'm
surprisingly.
fine.
This match was surprisingly easy to record.
Mhm.
It really
Oh,
was.
yeah.
I didn't understand. I didn't understand how surprisingly easy it was for me to get that match done.
Well, you know what?
Didn't take a lot of takes. I just had some sort of set idea from playing the match through a few times, and I'm like, okay, I can make something out of this. I know what to do here, and it all just flowed together and made sense. Other than
You know
the
what? That's a good
other
thing.
Falls Count Anywhere match.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that was a nightmare to record because you have all these
Oh
specific
my god.
spots.
We'll get to that, but nonetheless,
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. I think when he
Uh-oh,
hits him with
here
the
it
kendo
comes.
stick, this is where he gets busted open.
and there was another edit. It skips like that because again, he's reaching out, doesn't get him, reaching out,
Reaches out,
doesn't get
doesn't
him.
get him.
So I
Reaches out, gets him.
have to cut it to the point where I had him walk forward and then reach out and get him.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the stairs too, where a while back in video he had.
Well, I like that. I like that. I like the super sidewalk slam. By the way, someone should actually do that one of these days.
Yeah, it's, as like a signature or anything. That shit does look awesome, but nonetheless, he had the stairs. He's trying to hit him with the stairs and throw him at him like they normally do with the grapple.
Uh-huh.
Instead, what happens is the stairs push the guy back and it doesn't sell right. So I had to like cut it to the point where I had to have Trey Owens walk into it.
I love how when
Yeah.
Trey Owens went for that clothesline, it looked like he just leapt.
He was like, bro, I kick your ass, punk.
He's like, I'm black, I fly.
At this point, I was like, God, I hope this doesn't miss.
Oh man. Well, really, who could it hit? The referee?
You know, but like sometimes like the shoulder thrust, it can fall short and he'll just like hop or roll. And then Houston Hangover.
Oh god.
Now my problem.
Harlem Hangover.
Yeah. I like the way he kicks out of this because he's the world champion. It should take nothing less than your absolute, than your finisher to make him, to take him out. But my problem with this game is that you'll get a guy on the table, and he'll reverse it, and he'll put you on the table, and then for some reason he'll like think it's 2006 or something, where if he gives you a grapple on the table, he'll hit his table finisher. But no, so he just slapping you on the table for like 20 minutes, trying to figure out why you don't go through the table.
Oh shit.
Oh, but the other
Oh,
thing about
shit.
it is...
Oshujax busted open.
But we're not there yet. We're not there. Axe kick!
Scissor kick.
Booker T's proud.
That would
My
have been a
boy
rope break in a
Tio,
regular.
my boy Tio, the superhero. He's my favorite.
You're my fave 5,
Oh,
baby.
and here we go with Berserker Jax. He's like,
He's like,
motherfucker.
no, wait, am I fucking bleeding?
He's like, oh no. He's like, oh no. Now I gotta kill you.
Now,
No.
here's the dirt part of the match. He like instantly got up when he should have been like more damaged, and I was sitting there trying to recover. I was like, doesn't this look the dumbs?
It kind of looked like the dumbs, but it was kind of cool seeing Oshujax go necro butcher and fucking stiff him.
And then he missed with the punch there, and I was like, oh, whatever. He's busted open. He's a little inebriated or something.
He's a little punch drunk. Goosh.
And he just grabbed the rope. That wasn't a missed punch. He grabbed the rope because he was about to
I just
fall.
love the fucking face on Oshujax because it shows how pissed you are.
Oshujax smash. Goosh.
I know.
And then at this point, I'm like, he's hit the wasteland. It's like, oh no, he's not done. He's not done.
You fucking busted me open. You die.
You made me bleed. You will tap out, you son of a cock.
Ouch.
And now that he's fully recovered, I'm like, oh, it's time to go to work.
Oh man, he just fucking murders him. at this
I
point.
know. This is the murdering part of the match right here.
Yep. This is the short
Yes.
murdering part, which I think did very well.
Yeah, and honestly, it does. Even in getting murdered, it does kind of help Owens, because because it shows just how much all the damage that Oshujax did to Owens, and that's what you could argue that's what made him why he had to lose the match. He's just been beat within an inch of his life. There's two things that I like about what you did with this match that made me really like it. One, you didn't have Jason Matthews do a run-in, and
I
two,
could have, but I didn't.
and I'm
Yeah.
glad for that because that helps get Trey Owens over, makes the X Division look legit. And two, you had Trey. He didn't have it be a squash. There were, even though like me and Louden and a few other guys who were watching already knew the plan in advance, there were still moments where it looked like Owens might pull out the surprise.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what I don't understand. Like, even though you booked the guy in the match, you gotta make it look like he could win.
Yeah, you can't make it
Especially if
just...
he's already a champion.
Yeah, especially if he's supposed to be the best of the best in the X division.
He's got, like, the thing about being a booker is to make the guy look good.
You don't make him
That's
look
what-
like shit. That's why he's your champion. He is supposed to look good. He is supposed to look like your top guy with the title.
Exactly.
That's a lot of feds. That's a lot of places, both in the car world and the real world. So I'm just can't seem to figure out.
By the
You
way,
can't
I
just
like
make
this
the guy
power
you want-
bomb.
Oh yeah, that looks
Oh,
so
God.
fucking awesome. But
When
you can't
you
just have
put-
the guy who you want to win look good. You also got to make the guy who's fighting him look good, or the fact that the guy won't matter for shit.
Exactly. There
That right-
is
that
absolutely no
power bomb, though.
competition to him.
I think that's one of the things I like is that you can actually break a ladder over somebody's back.
Oh my god,
was so
yes.
bitch.
And then just to even sell more of the rage, he does 2 wastelands. Doesn't even go for 3. He's like, you know what? I'm just
And then the
gonna
Cobra Clutch.
I'm gonna make you tap because I felt like doing the Cobra Clutch. That
Like,
was
okay,
why I felt like
I-
doing it. Plus, I just wanted to use it anyway.
Now you're Sergeant Slaughter Jax.
Yes.
Now here's my but here going back kind of that point since the match's over. Going back to the point about you got to make your guy look good and the guy he's fighting look good. On the other hand, though, if a guy's been a jobber for the longest time, you also can't have the jobber fighting back too hard against the guy who's going to win because he's a jobber. I remember not too long ago, SCW had a match. It was Sub-Zero against Nacho Libre, and Nacho Libre had been a jobber for fucking ever.
Yeah, and he fights
and
back.
Sub-Zero barely won the match. I even left a comment saying, how in the world is anyone ever going to take Sub-Zero seriously when he barely beat Nacho Libre?
Unless you're trying to get Nacho Libre over as a credible wrestler, this does not work.
Yeah, because he has tried to do that before.
Enough talk about
Talk about that
SCW.
tomorrow, Loudon.
Yeah, exactly.
The second best superstar. He was in a tie with Owens, by the way.
I suspect some sort of favoritism.
The anorexic school bus!
But yeah, Oshujax did a solid few months as World Heavyweight Champion. He had a very strong reign. He's been he had some great matches, and I don't have any problem at all with Oshujax standing on this list, considering he only just lost the title.
But
So-
isn't he the owner of the Fed too?
Yeah, there's that too.
Jeff Jarrett.
There's a conspiracy. C-O-N.
Conspiracy. But
Yes, Oshujax is the Jeff Jarrett of New-TNA.
I'll let you guys talk positive about Oshujax, because I would go on for days about it. Just saying.
I understand. Well, as much as I shit on you, dude, as much as I shit on Oshujax, I will not deny that he has had some really badass matches, and he's proven to be a
He
bad
is a
motherfucker.
badass.
Here comes the second best match, which will make it obvious where the Falls Count Anywhere match is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It
yeah, I
really
love this
deserves-
match so
it-
much.
It literally deserves a place. I can't believe this didn't get number 1, because it actually had the lead for a bit. It's
It
Matt
did.
versus Scott Steiner, the blueprint versus Freakzilla inside a 15-foot high steel cage at Against All Odds.
TNA Impact, take notes. This is how you do a Matt Morgan Scott Steiner feud.
I mean, this is just a really good match. I mean, it had the best story like going in the match. I've always had a weakness for big power wrestlers.
That's not
But
a
this
weakness,
match-
that's a strength. You love those kind of matches. I do too. I honestly
Yeah.
say I enjoyed recording this match, and it was very easy to record too. That's what made it even more enjoyable. Is just I knew just exactly what to do, and even though I had a few mess ups here and there, the fact that there was no referee, the fact that I had sort of a mindset on what I wanted to do in the match, it just made it all the more easier for it to come together.
I'm sure it did, but the thing that I really like about this match is just that it looked like a real match.
Like, you can actually picture Matt Morgan and Scott Steiner duking it out in a steel cage.
Yeah, it really just felt real. It felt like two guys fighting it out, and not just a guy playing as two guys on a game. Though the fact that Scott Steiner did not do his push-ups before he came into the ring makes me the sads.
He could do Swagger's push-ups, but it would look kind of awkward just to see it, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that would be like out of character, kind of.
But speaking of Swagger, here comes Matt Morgan with a Swagger's stage animation, because it's the closest thing you can get to him bouncing around.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, you could kind of use Shad's, maybe.
Not really. Chad doesn't bounce around enough, and Batista, as his face, he kind of does, but not enough. Not like Morgan, anyway.
And Chris Masters' entrance could only really work if they ever gave Masters' entrance the fucking cape that he has when he does the pose.
But
Yeah.
that's a different story. I'm like, what are you doing talking about Masters in this?
You know, like his old entrance where he did the pose and he did the cape and...
Yeah, I know, but nonetheless, but...
Sorry.
I actually
Yeah.
like this Matt Morgan call. Got the tattoos right and everything.
Oh my god, this is absolutely the best Matt Morgan call I've ever had the pleasure of encountering.
It's a very good Matt Morgan call.
I even like, and that's like his old debut attire, I think.
Yeah, and I also like this right here where I actually made it feel like the steel cage match where they're both inside, then the steel cage comes down on them, since you can't do it the other way around.
I actually give you tons of props for doing that, because most
that
cage
was really
matches I
cool.
see pull off, they never do that. But
Yeah,
you've
'cause
actually
most
done
people
it.
go...
Hell, even as
Whenever,
bad as
whenever a lot of people do
Spade
the cage match, they just kind of have the guy's entrance, and then and then the cage is there. And like, wait, where'd the cage come from?
right.
Did the guys build the cage around them?
Yeah, exactly. But oh yeah, and we forgot to play trampoline. Damn it.
Trampoline?
Yeah, Louden would know what I'm talking about. The
Wow.
Hogan versus Flair cage building music from Empty Arena.
Oh yeah, you know, oh my
So
god.
this opening sequence right here, it'll go down as
Alright,
one of the best opening sequences I have ever done with anybody.
Reversal
I
after
love
reversal.
this opening sequence because it was like, nope, 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 nope. Then Scott Steiner
Wait,
got to hit
wait,
you.
wait.
Skyrim don't control. It was like, nope,
And then Morgan with the whip. Hey, look, I'm gonna hit you with something. No.
nope,
And then
I was like-
Steiner's like, I'm gonna hit you with something. No.
nope.
And then Morgan's
And then
like,
finally
I got
Morgan's
you,
like,
I
now I'm
got
going to hit
you,
you
I
with
got
something.
you.
Steiner's
And
like,
Steiner's like,
nope.
you don't. I got you. I win. Cover.
I could not believe Steiner did a fucking DDT.
Dude, there was one where, like, Morgan went for the choke slam on the fourth impact, and somebody called it right where Steiner somehow reversed it into something that looked like the flatliner, and I was like, what? You're full of shit. It was Matitude, the creator of Jason Matthews, who told me that when I showed him the episode. He's like, oh my god, chokeslam reversed into flatliner, and then you guys commentated it, and I looked at it, and I'm like, oh my god, he's right.
I'm also very sorry that I forgot to call the the complete shot the flatliner.
Yeah, but nonetheless, the Steiner plex is here.
Mm-hmm.
We're turning this into something.
I copyright that term, by the way, the Steiner plexus. My whole motivation for it was that Well, it's like with Taz. Taz is famous for Taz's whole moveset was suplexes, but Styles always called them Tazplexes. So I figured, fuck, I'll
Yeah.
do the same thing for Steiner. I was tempted to do the same thing to do it for Angle instead, but I just felt, but it just sounded better with Steiner.
Oh god, you
Plus,
remember when
also,
Taz was doing those half Nelson suplexes and he looked like he would just fuck somebody's neck up?
oh my
Oh
god,
yeah.
vicious.
Like, dude, he was a vicious little bastard when it came to suplexing somebody.
And most people think that rear naked choke suplex did. That was the Tazplex. But all of his suplexes were Tazplexes. Those were just rear naked Tazplexes.
Nonetheless, I mean,
I swear to God, the next time Scott Steiner does a back suplex, I'm gonna say backdrop suplex.
just say
No.
back Steinerplex.
Back Steiner plays okay.
And then, like Zach said, whenever Scott Steiner does a German suplex, it is not a German suplex. It is an American Steinerplex.
Yeah. because and the story will be that Scott Steiner wrestled Germany and defeated it and got the rights to call it the American Steinerplex.
Oh, there's another thing about it. I forgot. I need to give him a Canadian move, so we can call it, instead of like Canadian whatever, it's Mexico North.
Oh, you can give him the, I don't know. Well, since Steiner can't do suplexes, you can give him the maple leaf,
Lance Storm's finisher. That would be
and then call it the Mexican Northern Leaf.
that would
One night.
that would be even more insulting because Scott Steiner's at NESC and New-TNA is in a talent exchange with NESC, and Lance Storm just happens to be somewhat kind of not really feuding with Scott Steiner. He didn't really feud with him, but because I think that feud's done with, but he's had history with him. Let's put it like that.
Josh. On the subject of Canadian moves, which call North Mexico, here's what you have to do. You
It's
have to have Scott
Mexico
Steiner, the
North.
Canadian Destroyer.
Oh my god.
You gotta give who?
Destroyer.
Give who the Canadian Destroyer?
Steiner.
Oh my fucking god.
Awesome.
Can you imagine Steiner doing that? That would look absolutely ridiculous. Oh, and look at Morgan here.
Oh my Jesus.
I really like this powerbomb. That's one of my favorite power. The last ride's one of my favorite powerbombs, just because it makes the guy doing the powerbomb look like a freaking beast. Like, I pick up even higher. Boom.
Hey, look, I'm gonna walk over here, and now you die.
Oh, and Terry got busted open. I liked that.
I didn't. I was trying to bust Morgan open in this match too, and it's. Just,
Morgan's just like, nope, fuck you.
by the way, I will say something right now. This original Morgan here, it looks so much more. What's the word for it? I don't know, but like his arms look like. Let me put it to you like this. Find a match with Matt Morgan. Go to Explosion Episode 2. Look at Morgan's arms in that match, and then look at him compared to this match. See which arms on Morgan look better.
I'm guessing these arms?
Yeah, scrawny. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Really.
It's like Brock Lesnar's arms. Lesnar's arms in WDF, those are fucking ridiculous how scrawny they are. They look like chicken arms.
Yeah. I wanted to say
It looks
chicken arm-
weird. He has that
It's not
big
it.
balloon chest, and he has those chicken arms.
It's like, what the fuck?
But still, this is absolutely one of my most favorite matches of all time.
I would actually have to put it off right now. Scott Steiner doing a Canadian Destroyer would not surprise me since he does a fucking screwdriver.
And well, he can't really do the screwdriver in 2011, created or not.
Which is gay.
That's kind of gay. Well,
You-
maybe you can do it in 12.
You could probably get away with it by using the Emerald Explosion, but it's still not the same thing.
It's
Yeah,
not quite.
It still has to be that's the screwdriver.
Yeah.
But yeah, if only for one match, Steiner has to do the Canadian Destroyer. Just because that looks so beast.
The Steiner Destroyer.
Yeah,
The Mexican Northern Destroyer.
yeah. The North Minnesota Destroyer. Which is even
The
better 'cause it's
University
from
of
the University of Minnesota.
The University of Michigan Destroyer.
The
Yeah, sorry,
English
from Michigan, I'm
language
sorry.
destroyer.
The Rhodes Scholar Destroyer.
Oh God, we're just. Gonna, I have a feeling that everybody's just going to be like, oh, you're just going to make Steiner jokes the whole match, aren't you? To that I say, yes.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes, you are. Oh, Frankenstein.
Frankensteiner! You
I
know
think
what gets me about Scott Steiner, though, in real life? Scott's got to be at least, what, pushing 50?
And he still looks good in the ring.
Yeah, he's like one of those guys who's like over the hill, and he can still do a really good match. Fucker could still do a Frankensteiner at his age. Most guys' hips would break.
Hogan just looks at him do the Steiner. Hogan just looks at him do the Steiner, the Frankenstein. It's just like,
Oh, and
fuck,
here's the angle I'm going for here, guys. He's dragging him to the middle of the ring like he's going to go for the recliner. Nope, Morgan's ready for it. Throws him into the ropes. I'm going to go for something. Kick.
Nope.
Flatliner.
I love this match. I just love that the whole thing was just was perfectly back and forth, and really in a feud that's dominated by pride and arrogance. The matches should be really back and forth, so that both guys has a stake in it. So
I have no idea why I called this the Steiner Flatliner.
Well, it is the Steiner Flatliner, I think.
Oh, okay, then I was right.
No, it is the Flatliner, because he doesn't tribute Canyon. That's right.
The Steiner line. That's what I think you have it. I think you have it confused with. He should do the Steiner line some way. Just have to be like a clothesline of some kind.
It's probably going to have to be the clothesline from hell, if anything. But that would be like 6 million people in New-TNA who use it, because Suspect uses it, Desmond Wolfe uses it, Matt Morgan actually has it as a signature.
Something needs to be changed.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because
you just use a regular. Because I think there's a regular running clothesline that you could use for Morgan or Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Wolf's like the running clothesline doesn't really look good, and the clothesline from hell really looks more intense. Anyway,
yeah, and the thing is with Desmond McGuinness, he usually does it with some little
Desmond
tricks.
McGuinness and Nigel Wolfe.
Yeah.
Perfect sense.
But the thing with Desmond is that he
Hardly
does
the
that
spine
tricky shit coming off the ropes, then hits the lariat.
There was like nothing I can really say to contribute to this other than just, talk about how good the spots were, because really this match was just absolutely incredible to me.
Oh man,
I love this match. But you know something I just noticed that makes me kind of laugh. Not really laugh, just something I kind of noticed is kind of funny. Steiner's tights in the highlight video are different from his tights in the not the highlight video. His tights on the graphic are different from the tights he wore tonight.
Ah, yeah, it's something you have a very sharp eye for, sir.
Yeah, but
I think what makes me laugh about this match, I think what makes me laugh a little bit about this match and made me want to say something was the fact that Steiner was almost about to go for the pedigree.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
If you would have, I assumed I was going to just say that he was going for the double underhook suplex, or as I like to call double underhook. What the fuck?
Thank you, because if I would have heard a pedigree call, I think I would have punched loud and through the screen.
No, actually, I would have said the ultimate insult, but
I would have
doubly punched you then, because that would be a Hogan versus Flair joke.
I know, and that's what kept me from not saying anything.
We don't need the Hogan versus Flair joke on commentary.
That is what you went for.
Because everybody else would use the NL jokes or the Hogan versus Flair jokes. We're casually talking. Come on, at least give us a little lax for this.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what kept me from not even saying that.
But yeah, this was a great match, and watch out, AJ. Matt Morgan. He's ready. He's coming for you, player.
I think there's going to be like a twist that nobody's going to expect with this, but it's still going to set up some very good heavyweight brawls to come.
An alpha twist, you might say.
I didn't want you saying that!
Oh my God.
Okay, here we go.
But anyway,
Zach, you're
number
retarded.
one, this should really
You're
be
not retarded
no
at all. I didn't
surprise
say
to anybody. He beat everybody in the vote, uncontested. The current TNA World...
The only picture of a real person.
Besides Anderson.
Yes.
Yeah, besides Anderson, I forgot. Yeah, but yeah.
The phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
You know what's even more fitting about this one? He's got the world title and the background says against all odds.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
fucking
really
great.
cool.
I was like, I have to use this when I was searching on Google Images.
And I'm totally not marking out for AJ Styles because his last name is Styles and my last name is Styles.
But I mean, AJ, he went so far and he really hadn't lost other than just outside interference from Oshi Jax, the call. Other than that, helping
AJ
him
Styles is an
try and
absolute
big win.
bam motherfucker.
Yeah, he's just absolutely phenomenal, as his name lives up to, and he's fittingly #1 being pushed the right way like he should be in New-TNA. In the best match, you know what it is already.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
The #1 match is...
It's not Steven versus Louden Styles. It's not AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels in Hell in a Cell. It's AJ Styles versus Oshujax in the world title against
It was the Against All Odds main event, and it was tied with Steiner and Morgan, and just barely beat it out by a margin after a tie-breaking vote, which I was very depressed about, because I would have much rather had Steiner and Morgan be at #1, because it's just the match that you wouldn't expect to be #1. It'd be just a nice surprise, but nonetheless, both matches deserve their equal credits.
What I liked was the attire for AJ.
Yeah. I like that AJ had the attire that I noticed that he was wearing when he won at Unbreakable 2005.
Are you sure that's the one? Because I never paid attention to that.
Well, I don't know if it's that specific attire with like the hood, but I definitely know he was wearing those blue tights.
Awesome. I mean, I didn't even catch that, and it's just like Unbreakable 2005 reference. I'm like, damn, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, Oshi Jax was like
entirely
giving you
sure.
props on that.
I'm not entirely sure, but that just might be the attire he was wearing when he first won the X Division title. Let me check.
It might,
Either that or the second time he won it.
but nonetheless, and oh my god. As soon as Loudon made the anorexic school bus comment, it's not in this part yet, but it's going to get right to about when he's in the ring. As soon as Loudon made that, I was like, you motherfucker.
Oh man, it's a good thing it's a good thing your mic was muted, or else the first 5 minutes of the match would just be all just going.
Exactly.
No. I would have broke kayfabe. I was like, you motherfucker, you don't say that shit about me. What the fuck you think I am?
And then
Yeah,
I would have had to call the match.
It was like,
We would've had
that was
loud-
1 minute of me being an asshole, probably.
And then Zach would have been like, tra-la-la-la-la-la. Oh no, wait, no, he would have been tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Wait, here it comes.
Oh my god. And I was like, god damn it, Loudon.
Sprite still loves me for that, by the way.
Dude, everybody does.
Pretty much any amount of trolling for Oshujax.
Like,
For anything of me, although I know Sprite just doesn't. He does it in a good gesture, I guess.
I did it in fun. Honestly, I did.
Yeah, I don't mind Sprite. I mean, sometimes I can get kind of annoyed, but I mean, other than that, he's a cool guy, and I'm just like, I've grown to accept it at this point.
I don't know. I think the reason I was doing those shots at you was because it was like, I don't know. I was kind of doing how you do when Danny comes out and you just go batshit. I did kind of the same thing, so.
Yeah, plus you're being portrayed as a face anyway, so it's just like, he's ripping on a heel.
So that kind of worked
Like,
out.
Weird, 'cause my
Rex-
character doesn't really do that.
Uh-oh, big fight feel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly thought that
I
actually
loved
would
the
fit me.
stare down. That was my. It made a lot. No offense or anything, but that stare down actually made a lot more sense than the stare down between Anderson and Spade. Because the Spade and Anderson, like, the fuck are they doing staring each other down? I thought they wanted to murder each other. But with this, it makes more sense because they're waiting for somebody to make the first move.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of was the same way with the Unsanctioned match, but instead it was just like punch, 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 counter, counter, counter.
It was like, no you, no you, no you,
You, Polish hammer. Fuck.
Oshi Jax channeling Claudio Castagnoli with that swing, but didn't hold on long enough.
Yep, and you guys said that is decidedly un-Swiss.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
And then That would have been the point where I would have European uppercutted you through the screen and then played as Oshujax somehow, even though this match is pre-recorded. I would have had Oshujax somehow magically get out of the ring, grab the stairs, and European uppercut them, and then grab a mic and scream, "Fuck you, Claudio, you piece of shit!" And mic down.
I'm the real king, motherfucker. Oh, just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, but we were pretty good with our references on this show. Not as good as we were on the first take, but I think we still put out some pretty good ones.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget about the Wes Newberry mention with Ryan Rex and the STF.
Oh yeah.
Card of somebody from Wes Newberry. I see what you did there.
I was like, Zach, I love you.
Written Wes Newberry.
It was like Walleh did like a while back with Ulci-Nation.
Yeah.
God. Oh, and whenever AJ does a couple of moves, I'm gonna say something, and you will all get it.
Oh my God! Check it out. He's going for a neck breaker.
The neck breaker. Oh my goodness.
Moonsault,
God.
no neck breaker.
Those of you who don't understand the joke, and you won't, that little faggot we know by the name of Steven decided to take the liberty of himself to commentate the unedited version of this match with the botches left in and everything. He didn't know any of AJ Styles' moves. He called the Styling DDT a neck breaker.
And when it came to the Styles clash, you said, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, he didn't even know what it was. And then when it came to the Pele, he called it
the Pele the heel kick.
Yeah, he called it like a backflip heel kick. Or just a heel kick. Or just a back heel kick. Something like that.
Something he told him that made me ashamed to think that I wanted to be his friend at one time.
Yeah, and then the flying forearm or something close to it as he goes for the cover. Nope.
No. And I'm gonna call the springboard or the 450 splash the Superman from now on.
Oh God.
I know it's supposed to be the Styles Clash, but he called the 450 the Superman.
Wait a minute. It's not supposed to be the Styles Clash.
Not Styles Clash, the spiral tap.
No, the 450 is not the spiral tap, my good sir. You are incorrect.
Well, derp. I'm gonna call it the Superman anyway.
Call it the Superman 450 splash. I really hate that shit like that. Like, Evan Bourne, oh no, he hits the airborne. What's wrong with just calling it the shooting star press? That's a lot better than calling it the airborne.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it kind of makes sense because his name is Evan Bourne.
Yeah,
but on the other hand, he is the only guy who does the shooting star press.
See, it's like, he's known for doing that. It's like Del Rio is called the cross, his arm breakers, or arm bar is called the cross arm breaker. It's just like, just imagine if it was called the Del Rio Special or something like that.
Or the Destiny.
I actually don't mind if it's called like the Destiny Breaker or something. Like if it had some kind of name.
Oh my God! If it's called the Destiny Breaker, here's what I'll say to that. Let's go, McCool. Her finisher's called Faith Breaker.
I totally was even thinking of the Faith Breaker.
Speaking of calling moves by bullshit ways, Dean Ambrose's air raid siren has been put through two different names now.
Oh my God!
They first called the Emerald Flosion. Fuck that name up. Now they're calling it the Midnight Special.
Midnight Special doesn't sound so bad, actually.
Yeah, it doesn't. But I mean, Emerald Flosion?
Like, I was actually disappointed in Regal. I was like, how the fuck is that an Emerald Flosion, Regal?
He probably botched.
He did botch.
Okay.
Not as bad as calling the Alabama side slam, the side slam botch, but a botch.
But you know,
yeah, this match was really. I liked that it was Oshujax who was going for the extreme stuff at the beginning because it kind of did show the fact what AJ Styles was talking about, that Oshujax was afraid of him because as soon as things got out of hand for Oshujax, he's like, "Fuck it, must use weapons."
yeah,
Yeah,
but at the
exactly.
same time, Oshujax has been saying, you know, hey AJ, you step in this ring, I'll make sure you don't live to tell the tale.
So, in a way, both men are right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Except,
Oshujax is
who's
scared of him. He's
more
like, "I
right
told you I
about
was gonna murder you."
And Oshujax did was murdering AJ in this match.
He was. At this point, I think you gotta make AJ be on the chase. He's the underdog babyface who is supposed to come back from the odds.
Yeah, exactly.
And
not just fight and win and fight and win, fight and win all the time. That'd be dumb.
plus, Oshi Jax is like, what, 2, 3 times the size?
Yeah. Oshi Jax is what, 6'7"?
6'8", 305 pounds against AJ, who's like 5'11", 215, I believe.
It's like you basically you basically made Oshi Jax Razor Ramon size, but added a few more pounds to him.
Basically, man, Batista.
Yeah, Batista and Razor Ramon. Because
Uh,
Scott Hall was
you're making Scott Hall references. I'm very sad. Now you are going to say I'm going to become a belligerent drunk.
Well,
Well,
I'm wearing
hey,
the yellow
you'll come-
tights that Razor Ramon wore sometimes.
Well, here's the thing. You'll become a belligerent drunk when your friends don't help you.
And so what you're telling me is that New-TNA is going to get in a Monday Night War with WEDF. We're going to get more fans than them, and then when we're losing after some kind of Montreal screw job,
You're going to start having a drinking problem, and your best friends are just going to ignore it.
yeah.
Like Kevin Nash did Scott Hall.
I'm not drunk.
How would you even do a Montreal screw job in a video game? Like your friend just comes over and steals one of the controllers and plays the game against you?
It's simple.
Please don't say that. Frederick James France is probably going to use it anyway.
You lock in the Montreal sharpshooter, or not the Montreal sharpshooter. You lock in the sharpshooter.
That's what we're calling it now, the Montreal sharpshooter.
Yeah. You just let the bell ring. You just let the bell ring. You let them lock it in. Don't even apply pressure. Add a bell ring in there somewhere, and then cut to the winning animation where it says you won the match by submission.
Nice.
Oh, man.
There. Oh shit! I just gave people ideas. I'm an innocent little angel, and then AJ. I think at this point I like where AJ's going because he's like, okay, Oshujax, you're gonna fight hardcore. I can fucking take you hardcore. Let's go. I'll take you both on. I'm hardcore.
I'll take them both.
Oh my god, Tommy
Oh,
Dreamer
sure.
reference when he kissed those two lesbians. That was awesome.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
I just fucked up Oshujax's leg.
Yeah, that was bad.
Unexpected. Unexpected. And also he grabs the table here because I'm thinking at this point AJ's like, I'm not getting slammed through that table on the outside again. And plus if I did it to like
Yo ass going through this table.
if I did it with the ladder setup, it would have them both climbing up the ladder, which would look the dumbs when it's just like, okay, I can just push over the ladder. You know, you're gonna go up, I'll just push you down.
Yep. Like, oh, you want to go up the ladder? Okay, now you go down. Funk.
I think this is the match where we see the ladder spot of
Yes.
AJ going through the ladder.
He goes
You know,
to the ladder and there's like another one before it that's
Heel kick!
oh yeah, that's right, the heel kick.
I so badly wanted to channel my Don West and go, oh my god, did you say that?
Oh, but speaking of that ladder spot, here it comes.
First there's that one sword of spear, which is kind of nice, and then there's this. This really surprised me, given the kind of guy you've been selling Oshujax, because I didn't really kind of see this coming out of him. And then
I was like, oh my fucking god, Oshujax is flying.
Wait, here it comes.
Lucha Oshujax.
Air Oshujax!
That's how you do a ladder spot, or like a big spot with a big man.
Mm-hmm.
And I like this right here. The crowd chants "Holy shit!" and then I just add in a replay so I can let them sell and then cut to the pin.
Mm-hmm. Holy clap! Holy clap! Holy clap!
Holy!
Mm-hmm.
Now that I think about it now, I should have did that what the fuck scream you did, Josh, when he did that.
Mm-hmm.
He just did a moonsault. That's
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. That was for those of you last resort. WEDF, the one where I attacked Danny. Big Show did a moonsault in all.
And you basically went, what the fuck?
Or if you don't want to watch the whole pay-per-view, just watch Big Show believes he can fly.
Yeah. Just in a commercial somewhere. I believe it's on Explosion episode 2. I'm like, there's your plug, Frank. There you go.
Or I think that's just a video on YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
is
is.
too.
Cool.
I swear, just one time you should do a chair spot where you like throw the steps. You just throw them down to where they actually stand up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just fucking power bomb them and that would just be fucking horrible looking.
Oh yeah, that'd be looking. That'd look like it hurts so bad.
Yeah.
Like
you know
that,
what you should-
just do that like trying to fuck somebody's career up.
Oh, and just in case anybody was wondering with the ladder thing, yes, I was moving that out of the way. The ladder was very annoying in the shot.
I'm sure it was, especially with that in the background.
Steinerplex! I bet Scott Steiner's like, what the fuck? Or how he would do it.
That's
It's like,
Bob Ross, not Scott Steiner.
no. However, what Steiner would do, he's like, that son of a bitch!
Steal my fucking suplex!
Go.
I guess you forgot. You forgot. I guess you forgot that I'm the master of the English language and the fucking suplexes. You stole my fucking suplexes. You white trash, old bad sagging butt fucking bastard.
You're fat!
I'm hungry.
You know what though? I also want to say they need to put more animations when it comes to the sledgehammer shots.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
because really, it's just that same thing that you do with the 2x4 in the last game too.
Yes, same thing with the kendo stick as well.
It's like you need to add some shit to the kendo stick.
Yeah, it's just
Because
like,
you have
I
like
was,
3 things for the chair.
if
But
you
you only have one animation for each of the other things.
And that's kind of
you
ridiculous.
also notice though, this is like another match where I was using the sledgehammer and the kendo stick, but this is like the first time I actually like reached out into the crowd to grab weapons.
You grab the crutch, grab some guy's beer.
And
I
that
like-
was so unexpected right there. The Hurricanrana onto the crutch. It looked so lethal.
Yep. Ooh.
Oh my god, Oshujax sold that so well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck, and Oshujax getting busted open. That was.
You guys, I love how
I
you
liked
guys-
that. What I liked is that Oshujax stayed on the offensive as soon as he saw the Oshujax was busted. He's like, "Oh no, that shouldn't happen to me."
Yeah, and I also like how you guys were putting that over. It's like, AJ, come on, man. What are you doing? What are you doing, AJ? And then the chair stands up because it's stuck in the ladder.
Yeah. But yeah. Speaking of triple jump moonsaults, Oshujax needs to do a triple jump moonsault at some point.
Oh,
Oh.
my god.
Air
Do
Oshu. Air
Do you
Jax.
want to?
Maybe if this were 2008 and Oshujax was still a living, breathing John Morrison ripoff, you could
Just
see it happen.
Just once in one match for no reason, like against the Big Show or something.
Oh my god.
The battle.
We're doing a 450 on me, you bitch!
The
You want to
battle
do
of the
ridiculous
what the
moves?
fuck
I can do
flyers.
ridiculous moves. Mm.
I also like in this one when I had Oshujax go berserk, I didn't try to recover.
Nah, you just boom, 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 boom.
I just went right on. I'm like, I'm hurting, fuck you. I don't care. I'll beat your ass right now, AJ.
I'll make you the dead.
Oshujax hitting the midnight special.
I think like Zach called it a pile driver, and it's like, no, it's the air raid siren. Get it right.
I called it a belly to back pile driver, which is essentially what it is.
Oh, here comes the other leather spot.
I love that. Bomb still
Still ladder, so much pain.
so much pain, and watch this edit right here. Boom.
Goosh, nah, bitch.
Like the best edit I could like possibly do. It's just the splash out of nowhere.
No.
Listen to me fucking marking out.
Dude, like Louden went ballistic.
And there's nothing wrong with that at all.
And it cuts to the crowd because at one point AJ's just like flailing his legs, like not even connecting. I'm like, come on, man. You're right there at him. Hit him.
Come on,
I guess
oh my god. Come on.
The joke I was going for was that I'm marking for AJ Styles because one, I'm a fan of AJ Styles, and two, he's got my last name, so.
And he hit the Styles Clash.
No Jax's ass.
And I also like the fact that they have not changed that choke slam. It is perfect, and I love it, and nobody should fuck with it ever. Ever.
I mean, like he does the 2 steps back.
Oh, I think this is where the finish is about to happen.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
getting there. At this point, I was like, this is like the only match that could possibly go at the 20 minutes, and Styles did. There's that Anderson move you guys were talking about.
No, I was talking about because I've seen him do the bicycle kick in some matches in WWE when he was Kennedy, and so it would make sense for you to switch to that running big boot since Morgan already has the carbon footprint.
Right. But that running big boot would look ridiculous as is on Anderson, because can you imagine him doing that? I can't.
Me neither, but it's the closest thing looking at the bicycle kick, and it would make more sense to change his move than when you change the guy whose finisher is the bicycle kick.
Right, and that improvised run there I did with Oshujax, it's like he got up too quick, and I'm like, you are half dead! Sell! So instead I'm just like, whatever.
Stay down.
And then
No.
AJ's just like, nah.
No, I'm the babyface. I kick your ass.
Melee.
Melee.
Oh wait, heel kick, I'm sorry.
Backflip heel kick.
Oh, by the way, I did not have any coordination in this. Check it out. I did not expect this.
Did not tend it at all. Boom.
I was going for it solely on the title, but I didn't see his leg go through the table, so I was like legitimately surprised. I was like, holy fuck, when I did that spot. I was
Table was like, boom.
I was just like, what?
Oh my god, that was a Trey Owens, except his leg hit the table and broke it.
Which is slightly more believable than his afro breaking the table.
Yeah, and then here comes the finisher move that nobody knows.
The
The Louden Styles clash. Ha ha
Fuck you.
ha.
I knew you were going there.
The devastating move by Sheamus.
Oh
How many
my
months has
god.
Sheamus had? How many months has Sheamus had that finisher and they never came up with a move for it or a name for it?
What, you mean the Celtic Cross?
Oh.
No, the high cross, but they originally just called it "What a Devastating Maneuver,"
Oh.
and eventually they went. Jerry Lawler called it the Celtic Cross one time.
And at this
They were
point,
like, "No, Finlay's still employed."
At this point right here, this is still the end of the match. This is like the end of the match. He's hit the Styles Clash, and AJ's like, no, I'm not done. I gotta end this big. I could have done the 450, but I didn't think the 450 would hit, so that's why the moonsault hit right there.
It probably wouldn't even have even let you do the 450. 2.
That's the thing about it. 3. And we have a new champion! Yay!
Number
The evil
1
Oshi
and world
Jax is not
champion.
champion anymore.
The evil owner, Jeff Jarrett style Oshi Jax.
Oshujax. I don't know.
Oshujax, the Kang of the mountain. This must become my gimmick from now on. I will bring guitars to the ring, hide them, and then smack people with them to win matches.
And
That
you must
actually
come out with
actually,
yellow and black
you
attire.
could do something kind of like that. Where, if nothing else, where you address the fact that you run the company, and also I would like it very much if your theme song stayed Murder No More, but still opened with "Oh, ain't I great."
Ain't I great?
Ain't I great?
But yeah, congrats to AJ Styles and
The number one superstar, the world heavyweight champion, a well-deserved match at number 1. There's like, again, nothing more we could really say about that other than just, watch the match itself and see why it's number 1. There you go.
Against all odds.
This really didn't go like I planned, but it's okay. Just fun discussing with you guys anyway, especially with behind the scenes and everybody gets to rewatch their matches and all that shit. But anyway, guys, this is the end of the video. If you like what you saw on here, leave me a comment, leave us feedback, see if we could do something a little different instead, or maybe if we should focus on putting more people over and not just like randomly bullshitting everything, but nonetheless, or just not even commentating over it, just so you can focus on it, but it doesn't matter, nonetheless.
Yeah, tell us if you like it, tell us if you didn't.
But
No, just whatever.
yeah, but thank you guys for sitting here watching this. If you did, I'm Oshujax, and for Louden Styles and for Zach, I will see you guys later. Peace.
Adios.